Welcome back to part 3 with me, Jeffrey, and George. Great show, he's going well today. Look, it's great. So now this is where it's happening. You've obviously you give up your job at Marks and Sparks. Yeah, but the girls missed you, didn't they?
Did. And I missed it for a bit because I used to be alright. Do you know what I mean? It was just early mornings.
What time on?
Used to start at, I think it was 6:30 in the morning, and
5 o'clock rise, yeah.
And I was getting home at like 2, 3, something like that. But then of a Friday and Saturday and a Sunday, if I had a gig, I was finishing at 3, then I'd got to travel to the gig at 5. Then I probably weren't getting home because I was doing social clubs then where like you'd have to go on after the bingo, so like your last slot was like probably 11 o'clock. You know, I'm in bed now by that time, do you know what I mean? I want a nice early slot and I'm home.
So the social clubs, yeah. That's up, yeah.
And so sometimes you ain't getting home till 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then you were up again at 5, and it was getting a bit much. So it was either stay Marxies or just crack on with the gigs
go for it,
and try and gain more gigs. Which was when we come in contact with Maureen, who now owns Maureen Row.
Smoky Mo. Yeah, Smoky Mo.
And she put me on Ruby Blues, and I was there. Well, I'm still there. And she gave me a slot there I think it was Thursday. And when she first opened Ruby Blues, it was like nowhere else in the city. But you were there, weren't you, yourself?
Just explain to the viewers what I mean. It's just it's a place where it's like live entertainment. Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. That top end of town, Great Charles Street, there was nothing going on there, and she sort of went in there and transformed the whole block.
Yeah.
She had Nelly Foley, Smoky Mo's, Ruby Blues,
the Irish
House, and there was another Smoky Mo in the corner. There was nothing there, was there?
I know.
But Ruby Blues was just this sort of. And it still is this classy sort of feel as you walk in. It's like, as you said before, it's like a bit of a New York vibe.
New York vibe.
She had all the, what are them couches called? The
Chevrets or...
I can't think.
Chevrons or,
And all them lovely, like decor and just made it look beautiful on the stage and everything. And she had the full ad-lib sound system in there. And I was there every Thursday, and it was sort of more like a jazz club.
Yeah.
And the people that were coming in, they were dressed in suits and
all the cocktails and stuff.
Yeah, and it wasn't like an entry fee, but she probably could have charged the fee because it was that sort of, it was that good, you know what I mean? And,
class.
Yeah, and then as time went on, it was getting busier and busier and busier, and it sort of lost its feel for the jazz in a good way, because she was able then to move the tables out the way, and it was just loads of stands in here. It was more like of a vibe now. You could sort of you could go on there and sing anything.
With the jazz mics and stuff.
And so she put me in Ruby. So once I got that Ruby's slot, I was able to leave Marxie's full time. So thanks to Mo. Do you know what I mean?
Thanks, Mo. She saved everyone in the city, Mo. You know, give everybody a crack of work and, you know, in abundance. So
100%.
Mo, well done, Mo. And do you know what? Because at one stage, and Ruby's, it's true, you had was it Cy Tucker, the legendary Cy Tucker from the building? He was playing upstairs and you were downstairs. Yeah,
well, and then it got to a point where I was on after Cy.
Yeah.
And we actually become great friends, bless him indeed, mate. We become good friends, and we used to have a laugh every Friday, and then we were on Bar Rossini together of a Sunday again. I was going on after him, which was amazing because we brought our own crowd, so the place was rammed. I was going on after him, and then there was people coming in after him to see me. So it was just a lovely sort of match, and and sadly missed, mate. What a guy, what a talent.
I know. I mean, he didn't want to leave Liverpool, did he? Because he could have made it, because he was on the Mersey and stuff,
100%. He had I think he sold about 100,000 records with, was it My Prayer?
Yeah,
My Prayer.
My Prayer.
Back in the 60s. And
link below on YouTube, Cy Tucker.
And he was a massive star, really.
Well, there's always
even when he was in Liverpool, he was a star, mate. You'd only had to go to a venue where he was on, it was full, couldn't get in. Even up to a few weeks before he died. I was there with him on the last show in Barasini, and the place was heaving. He was laughing and joking and just sad. You know what I mean?
It's sad, but after there's still there's like a big Facebook page with Cy Tucker, yeah. Because everybody does like love Cy, and in that sort of that top end of town, he was like the iconic sort of legendary figure.
1,000,000%.
So moving on with working with this sort of club now, your confidence was getting there, your names out there.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's I used to stand behind a mic stand and hide. Used to just be like, even when I was on stage, I had no confidence really. And again, Ruby Blues helped that massively because you're singing to an audience who they'll let you know if you don't like it by just either not clapping or just walking out.
I got booed on.
I think I did a few times at the start. So yeah, and massively knowledgeable people who go round there, they know the music. And you know, they used to come over to me and go, sing that one, or you do this one good, and I'd go home and learn it. Do it the next week, I'd go down a bomb, and I'd go, now these people know what they're talking about, you know what I mean? And so that, I gained confidence massively just off doing Ruby Blues in the Cotton Club, and again doing me shows of a weekend and Wednesdays and court, and then before you know it, you're on to corporate events.
So like, how many was doing a week? How many gigs a week, if you don't mind me saying?
Pre-COVID, just before COVID hit me, when it's a lockdown, I could have been doing 6 or 7 shows a weekend.
How do you preserve your voice? Any tips for the singers?
It's an old cliche, but resting, and I mean full rest of a voice. I say this to everyone, like, if you've got a massive amount of shows, by the Sunday, you're going to be worn out. Just try and get little bits of rest, even if it's an hour of not even of complete silence. Whispering is bad for you, so even if you try and whisper, it's probably worse than shouting. Just complete silence, and so I usually take the whole day, Monday, if I haven't got a gig, of not saying a word. Tuesday, a little bit more of speaking. Wednesday, a little bit more. Thursday. By the time Friday comes, you're ready to sing again.
So you're always conscious checking your levels.
100%.
And how did you warm your voice up?
La 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 la.
A-E-I-O-U.
That's it.
A-E-I-O-U.
Your vowels are so important in singing. It's the most important thing in singing for me.
Yeah.
I always say, listen to Frank Sinatra. Every single vowel, he utilises every single vowel. Like even like when he sings it's my, goes from my like into an A, my. Beautiful. Do you know what I mean?
My.
Exactly.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And or it was you, like it was really like utilising the vowels, and it's so important.
Utilising the vowels, eh?
There you go, that's for free, that.
So what was your favourite song of all time? There's so many songs, but what do you like singing?
I've just started singing a song called We Don't Cry Out Loud, and it's beautiful. It's about, it's a bit, you could put it in the same category as mental health, people sort of afraid to be who they are, and it's we don't cry out loud, so they're crying inside, but they may be smiling on the outside. Beautiful lyrics, and I love Elvis, If I Can Dream. I just think like, you know, the hope on the horizon, do you know what I mean?
It's a hope song.
It is, you just listen to it, and especially the way he sang it, man. There must be lights. Just beautiful. I love Elvis, love Tom Jones, all the big boys, you know, yeah.
Just going to put it on the spot, because I always tried Tom Jones on a karaoke. It's not unusual, and it's the last bit. Find out I'm in love with you. So go on, give us the last bit.
To be honest, I take it a vowel down, a thingy down, because I can't get it either.
You can't get it either. Well, that's a shame.
You're not alone, mate, don't worry.
People say, like, you sing Tom Jones, you go, that's someone sings, this fella around there, he thinks he's like the karaoke king. Sing the last bit of Tom Jones then. Put your, I'm loving you. Whoa. No, we've got to go with more, we've got to be full on.
That was how he says, yeah.
You got to let it go, Drop the teeth. So moving on, so you got this wonderful thing on YouTube that I come across on your channel, George Gallagher, and it was the Epstein Theatre. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I always wanted to put my own show on, my own production, and I think it was 2017, the plan started for it. I hired the band, an excellent band called the Many Tones, and I booked them all individually, and I said, I'm just going to book the Epstein Theatre, do the ticket prices reasonably cheap, and just see if we can get it half full. I wasn't bothered, and I got a full production crew in, because I wanted it for my own reference, like, so I can send it to people, or like say, oh, this.
So you want to do your own show now? You got to hire your own big band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was at a loss, worked at a loss, just because I wanted to. I wanted it for me.
It was spectacular, by the way. You know,
Cheers,
you watched it on YouTube.
Thanks.
You know, the big band. So you got, George Epstein. Obviously, if you didn't know, he was the Beatles, the manager, wasn't he?
That's correct. Yeah, Brian Epstein. Yeah. And
did he actually buy that building, or did he?
I don't know the reason behind it. I think it's just in his legacy, Jeff. I don't quote me on that, mate. I'm not too sure. But yeah, and I wanted to sort of go down that route, put my own show on, and we ended up selling it out, man. So it was again one of the best nights of my life.
How many's in it?
I think it's about 420.
Yeah.
420, but it was
yeah, but it's right on top of each other.
It's so intimate.
Yeah.
It's so intimate. The stage isn't big. It's not small.
Yeah.
But yeah, just wonderful.
So when you organise a show, so every did you like say that you had to put your play? How many songs did you sing on that set?
I think there was about 20. I done 10 in each half. I think 22, and then I done 2 encores.
Yeah, little encore. Don't forget the encore. Yeah.
Encore, and then yeah. So yeah, I done 10 in the first half. Started off with Elvis looking for trouble.
Yeah.
If you're looking for trouble, there's curtains up and all that. Wanted it like a proper theatrical show. Do you know what I mean? Wanted people to go out there and go, that was a good show, that. And you know, I think people enjoyed it. So.
It's a privilege, to do such a, like, you can, you think about it. It takes some doing to organise. People can talk about it, but you've done it. Put the big bands on, organised it, and I think realistically, worldwide, would you do it again?
100%. But what you've just said, I took everything on myself, which was a bad idea because I was stressed. Constant emails of doing the lighting, the sound, the production. The band, I had to get my own musical arrangements, sorting everyone's tickets. I understand why people get like stage managers and stuff like that now to sort it all, do you know what I mean? Because by the time the show, I think I had like a couple of days pre-show to go, right, everything's sorted now, I can
relax.
Well, not sort of concentrate on the show, if that makes sense. Because I was doing concentrating on all the logistics side of it. I sort of not forgot, but I was sort of putting the show on the back burner. I better start putting the show on here. Do you know what I
mean? Your mum Maureen going, Auntie Eileen wants some tickets as well. Doesn't want that road. Make sure she's not in that road. So you get all that sort of thing.
People phoning me as 10 minutes before the show. George, am I on seat H? I'm like, can you just phone me mum and dad for us and just sort of just a bit busy at the moment.
So I know George, we're on Rosé here. There's a post there. What were you? He's trying to go on stage. George, you'd be
it's all
you've done it. You've
absolutely
done it, and it's on YouTube, and it's absolutely fantastic because you're doing that. You've organised it, right? It's on YouTube. We'll put a link below.
Cheers,
fantastic.
Nice one, yeah.
What a show, by the way. And everyone's up and down. You got everyone up and singing.
Yeah, man, it's good.
I mean, there's one part you've done a really good one. It starts off as a really, what was it called? A really slow one. The first one you put on.
You're My World.
Yeah, You're My World. Cilla Black. He's doing Cilla Black.
A lot of love.
Give us a bit of You're My World straight into
You're my world, your every breath I take. You're my world, your every prayer I pray. I think I got the word the wrong way round there, but started that a cappella.
Yeah.
And then the chord come in.
Yeah, it's just hard to do because you didn't have any key to go on.
Well, I had the bass. Boom,
that was it. Was that? Yeah. I didn't know that. I had the bass.
Yeah, I think I cut maybe I cut it out from that clip. But yeah.
What a song, no, and it goes into the crescendo. It's there anyway. Put them on the spot again. And then you finished off with this Elvis and you're doing all the shaking your move. Shaking your tush.
Yeah.
Woo! Go on.
Elvis, yeah.
Brilliant. So, okay, stand by for part 4 of George's story. Take care.